Our partner deals with the biggest problem of youth mental health, and right now the youth mental health is really a crisis overall in the U.S. And our partner is trying to break down this isolation in schools by bringing school connectedness through this activity of mask. So on the mask that you are holding, on the left of the mask, it is the positive things that students always share. On the right of the mask, it's the thing that students do not share. And our partner bring this mask activity through a workshop into schools and try to build the communication between peers and among students and teachers. Try to start the conversation of building the school connectedness. And we interviewed a lot of students, teachers, and principals to get what they really need out of this kind of service. Students need this trusted adult figure and feel connected with peers in order to thrive. And teachers also want to care about students, but they do not have the time, resources, power, even to advocate themselves to support the students properly. So what we really learn is that principal is the pivotal point that not only makes sure that the school is functioning well for both students and teachers, but also holds the budgetary decision power to really book any outsider providers. So what we discovered is that our partner has not communicated the value and impact of the workshop, which is showing the underneath the mask and communicate the vulnerability towards each other and build this trust and connectedness with each other. The partner does not communicate this part to the school leaders in a clear way, and also school leaders really want to know how their school is doing through the data that is collected. And our partner actually already collects a lot of data through the masks that students are drawing. The only part that's missing then is that our partner does not communicate this part back to the principal to show them this is actually very valuable. So what we're trying to build is this end-to-end service flow so that our partner can communicate the value in a most efficient way to reach the principal so that the principal can be acceptive of the male masculine.
Yeah, so now is the step that happens before you actually book the workshop. These squiggly lines basically represent the feeling of someone who's interested in EverForward, who will discover EverForward, and learns all about the things that our partner offers while not really knowing exactly how to get connected with him. And this is getting to booking. This is the whole experience of what it feels like. And then when we map it out to specific steps that happens for a very typical new customer, this is on the y-axis. The higher it goes up, the more likely they are to book the service, and the lower it goes, the less likely they are. And then this is just time. So then usually once they visit the website, there's confusion already, and then they find more information, and then there's more hesitation, and then they get connected, and they find out that it's actually a really great fit, but then more hesitation because they're not the person that gets to decide. So then there's a lot of relays of different email chains, and things just get lost throughout this whole process, which is why we focus on the first step as the email. We think the initial outreach email, first thing we find out is that it has to come from a familiar person. It can't be just a MailChimp. So the idea is that this MailChimp template will be forwarded to their existing listserv of interested compassionate teachers, or even old customers who has really enjoyed the service, who will be encouraged to forward it. And this is our iteration of old emails that didn't, end up being the successful one at the end. So then the idea is that these people will forward this initial template that has all the information you need, which kind of answers a lot of these questions that would have been a drop-off point for the original service flow, um, and turn basically everything into just a big button. It starts with the form, and then you get connected with the call, and then you book the service. It becomes just a two-step thing instead of all that squiggly line that you experienced originally.
All right, so once schools book the workshop happens, and just to give everyone the gist of what happens in the workshop is our partner for an hour or so conducts this workshop at schools, usually during school time. And the first 30 minutes is dedicated to creating a safe space. He shares his own vulnerabilities, his personal stories, and the importance of sharing one's emotions outwardly to one another. And he does all this, and the highlight of the workshop is where students fill out these cards, these masks, so called, where they, on the left side, they write down what they show to others, whether it be joy, happiness, security, what they project to others. And on the back of the mask, on the right side, they express what they hide from others, whether it be anxiety, family issues, those kind of things that they don't usually share. What this workshop does incredibly well is creating that safe space and letting peers, students know that each other are going through very difficult things and we're all in this bus together. And that's where our partner's work really ends. But what we discovered is the work really cannot end there for our partner to help to make lasting impact in the community. We, after the workshop, teachers come up to us and say, it was really powerful. I did not know what my students are going through, but what now? Can I get these masks back? I would really would like to study these. I would like to design my curriculum based on these data. But what does happen is the workshop just ends there, then and there, creating a safe space, and the masks are not sent back, and the conversation ends there. So we thought this was a great opportunity to continue the conversation. The workshop unveiled the problems that need to be addressed, and we believe that by providing a consultation call from our partners and to the schools he's visited with the data he's gathered through the masks that he already records anyways, what could be a great opportunity for teachers and school leaders to have some tangible substance when talking amongst themselves for future actionable things they would do at their schools. And an example is this consultation deck that could be used during the consultation call is giving an overview on what went on in the workshop, why the data gathered is honestly accurate, and why it means so much, and then giving a set of representative masks just for personal connection. And what really, I guess, drives the conversation is showing the quantitative metric that these school leaders and teachers care so much about. This data that prevented teachers from having the conversation in the first place. Teachers expressed to us that they would report on behaviors they've observed, anecdotes, things they've heard from students, but school leaders don't care about it because there's no data, there's no tangible proof. What we want to do is give teachers and school leaders who are passionate the opportunity, the evidence, and I guess the the foundation to initiate those important conversations so that everyone in school, the adults in the schools, can make actionable, informed, actionable decisions. And what happens is our partner already in his workflow inputs these back of the mask three words in the front of the mask in a Google sheet. So what we figured is, why don't we further categorize these words? So we did ask ChatGPT, hey, based on all these thousands of words, what are some categories you can give us? So we got emotional well-being, we got self-esteem, social connections, academic stress, negative thoughts and patterns, just to make more sense of the data that is already present and giving a distribution of what students are saying they feel and they present. So the hopes with this product is we're hoping we can initiate important conversations that will lead to informed, actionable decisions. And that's how we, from end to end, kind of complete the product of the taking off the mask workshop for our partner. And yeah, that's our work. Thank you for listening. Thanks for coming.